You see the big news today that we have our Time Magazine Person of the Year again?
I did see that.
Yeah. And congratulations to President-elect Donald Trump. He is the Time Magazine Person of the Year. He rang the opening bell at the New York Stock Exchange today as part of the celebration. So that's great. Did you see who he was up against?
I'm taking a peek at that right now.
All right. So here's your cheat sheet.
I got it.
Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Who I think was probably the closest contender, legitimate contender. Kamala Harris would have been the other one, but she just won it.
Yeah.
Like 4 years ago, right? Her and Biden were Person of the Year combined in 2020. Kate Middleton, Mark Zuckerberg.
Oh, I don't see him on the short list here.
Yulia Navalny.
And I have Netanyahu.
Jerome Powell. Joe Rogan. And Claudia Sheinbaum.
Okay, that one I could have seen. That would have been interesting.
Here's the trouble with Time Magazine Person of the Year.
President of Mexico, Claudia Sheinbaum, if you're playing at home and not familiar.
Here's the trouble with it, is that the vast majority of their subscribers are in the United States, which is why they say, well, it doesn't always have to be a great figure. It could be Osama bin Laden. Right? It could be a bad guy. It could be Saddam Hussein. It could be whatever, right? The thing is that when they do that, there's backlash in the United States, and people cancel their subscriptions. So they stay away from those controversial foreign figures. And I'm going to tell you that hurt Benjamin Netanyahu this year.
Yeah.
Because he's a divisive character on the world stage. Now, that he's no Hitler, right? And funny fact, Stalin was the Person of the Year twice, but that was back before we hated Stalin. So that was back before 1939 and 1942. So before World War II, before we got into World War II, and Russia was fighting, kind of on that Eastern Front alone, and then 1942 when Russia was partners with us in the alliance. But I'm telling you, they're going to stay away from anybody who is divisive. And also, Kate Middleton doesn't sell subscriptions. She's influential. She had a big year. She had cancer, disappeared, came back. Obviously, her grandmother-in-law passed away. Blah blah blah. Nah, you're not doing anything. Zuckerberg, nah.
Some years though, they pick a big group of people.
Yeah.
Or sometimes they don't pick a person at all.
That's true. In fact, the American soldier has been the Person of the Year twice.
Okay.
1950 and 2003.
I was looking back through the list. I'm not all the way to the aughts.
Yeah,
but
2006.
I saw Middle Americans. I saw American women.
Yep.
I saw scientists all won it at one point. I did like 1982, the year I was born. The computer was the Person of the Year.
Right. Yeah, it was a machine. Right. I have on my resume 2006 Time Magazine Person of the Year.
Really? How did you pull that off?
Look it up.
Oh, very, very nice.
Thank you very much.
Because it was you.
That's what I just said. Time Magazine Person of the Year 2006. You. Oh. So I take credit for it. It is interesting that Trump won this, and he won it for the second time, Person of the Year. He got this, was it 2017 that he won it, Joe? You've got the long list.
2016.
Oh, it was
2017 was another big group, the Silence Breakers for the Me Too movement.
Oh, okay. All right. So I'm mistaken. It was 2016 that he won it. So that's right after he won the 2016 election. Obviously, he's a major disruptor in 2016, major disruptor 2024. So he joins a very small group of people, mostly U.S. presidents, who have won the Person of the Year more than once. That includes Barack Obama, who won it the 2 years he was elected. George W. Bush.
Did he win it the 2 years he was elected?
The 2 years he was elected,
Go
2020,
figure.
2004. Bill Clinton, not the 2 years he was elected. The first year, 1992.
And then the other was probably the whole scandal with Monica.
Yeah, 2008. So that would have been impeachment, Lewinsky, all that kind of stuff. Reagan won it twice. 1980, year he was elected, and 83. And I think that's probably after the breakup of, Soviet Union was still going on at that point. So probably during the Cold War and whatever else was happening in 83. Nixon won it twice, 71 and 72. Johnson, 64 and 67. Truman won it twice in 45, dropped a bomb, and in 48.
So what were Nixon's two? The re-election for
71,
one of
72.
them, and then a Watergate?
So 72 would have been Watergate, and he stepped down. 71, well, he didn't step down until after the whole Watergate thing, which would have been a little bit later on. I think 72 Watergate was breaking. Pentagon Papers were going on. I couldn't tell you exactly what the rationale was for 1971. Probably Vietnam War and leadership. Oh, he also met with China, so maybe that was the case.
They have down here, Nixon had withdrawn the U.S. dollar from the gold standard, triggering the Nixon shock. He created the Economic Stabilization Program and reopened relations with Communist China.
Yeah, the China thing. All right. The only person to ever win the Person of the Year 3 times. Do you know? Off the top of your head, no cheating.
You.
No, close. Franklin Roosevelt.
Okay.
32, 34, 1941. I think, I'm going to go out on a limb here. I think there is a chance that President-elect Trump joins that group because there has not been a figure more transformative in American politics than he. And that's significant because when Roosevelt won it, we hadn't become the world hegemony. We are now. We are the global leaders. There is no other superpower out there. There are others vying to be number 2 and potentially challenge us. You've got Putin who wants that. You've got China who economically is there, but nobody's going to start a war with us. We're the big dogs on the block, and nobody has been able to tame the big dog or train the big dog, I guess, more than Trump.
So do you see Trump winning for things going very, very right during a presidency, or somehow very, very wrong, or a scandal of sorts? I can't envision.
It all depends on your perspective.
I can't envision what he would do that would raise his stock beyond where it's at today in terms of heights.
If he does a national crackdown on immigration that captures the headlines for the next 12 months.
You think he'd win again next year?
I do.
You don't think that Time would make it The Migrant or something like that?
Yeah, maybe. And it could be the
again,
Border
it would
Patrol.
be tied to Trump.
It could be Immigration Police. What it could be. But also, I think you could take a look at that. And then, is there any doubt there's going to be some chaos in the White House in the meantime?
Their
He
leadership.
maybe cutting agencies, right? Might be. How long is RFK Jr. going to last in his position before he crosses Trump and Trump goes, you can't get rid of processed foods?
Is it fair to say that Time's readership left of center?
Yeah, that's fair to say.
I'm not positive.
But I think everyone's intrigued by this. Otherwise,
This is the one time a year when time is relevant.
yes, exactly right. Yeah. By the way, other 2-time winners, the former leader of the People's Republic of China, Deng Xiaoping, and then Joseph Stalin. I think I told you that too.
Thanks for watching The Chris and Joe Show. Click to see more from Chris and Joe, and tap the button in the middle to subscribe to KTAR News.